Well, today I'm at NEC Birmingham. It's the Practical Classics Classic Car and Restoration Show, and I'm representing treasuredcars.com today. We're coming to have a look around and show you what's going on. I'd like to say a big thank you to my sponsor today, which is MotorStep. And MotorStep provide an electric powered step which allows me mobility to do all sorts of things that I couldn't do otherwise, like get into a motorhome, you know, go up some high steps which normally I couldn't do. So if you want more details on that, please take a look in the description, and there's a link to MotorStep's website. So anyway, let's go and have a look around. Hillman Super Minx estate car. This takes me back to my childhood. I suppose when I was about 12 years old, my dad had one of these. Now my father had a workshop. He used to do body repairs and classic car restorations, and he used to buy cars a bit like this that were a bit tired, and then he would restore them you know, with a respray and generally make them tidy again. So our family car was usually, you know, a 5 or 10 year old car which my dad would have done up to look like new. And he bought one of these, and he did it a beautiful cherry red, and he did a lovely white roof. And I can remember going on holidays to the New Forest with all the camping gear and everything. Great days. My uncle had one. It should be worth a lot, but I wouldn't be surprised, you know, these days there are some bargains around, so I would say 18, 25. Well, this car brings back memories. This is a Morris Minor 1000 Traveller, of course, but it's actually quite a rare colour. They didn't make many in this colour, and what drew me to this one is my uncle, my mum's brother. He had one of these, identical, and he was selling this car, and the guy that came to buy it, who was buying it for his wife, was a famous British actor. Now, at the moment, his name escapes me, but I'll put it on the bottom of the screen. But of course we all knew who he was, and it was a great day, and yeah, he bought the car for his wife. The Range Rover, that takes me back. I did a test drive of the HSE in 1988. I had it for a weekend. I was working for the Lincolnshire Echo and I wrote the article for the Farming Echo, and I remember I took it to Market races and yeah, it felt very, very special in those days. This is another car that brings back some memories for me. The Triumph TR7. In 1979 I was hitchhiking around the USA, and I was with my good friend Martin. We were in California, in fact we were in Los Angeles, or not far from Los Angeles, and we were heading to a place called Huntington Beach, quite a famous place where a lot of custom car businesses were operating in those days. We'd got off the Greyhound bus and we were walking down the street with our thumbs out trying to get a lift, and a green TR7 pulled up with a very attractive blonde young lady driving, and she said, well, I can give one of you a lift. And I looked at my friend, and obviously I was on a walking stick and struggling a bit tired, so I said, well, you jump in and I'll meet you there. So that was my one and only trip in a TR7 down Silver Boulevard in Huntington Beach, California in 1979. Happy days. Here's another car that brings back great memories, the Vauxhall Victor. My dad had one of these in 1972, and it was the honeycomb, well, I don't know if it was honeycomb gold, but it's the colour of this Vauxhall Victor here, this gold colour, and it had the black interior. It was the Vauxhall Victor 2000, and I can remember when I did have my accident, that was the car that I used to drive backwards and forwards to hospital every day for a year while I was in hospital, and he loved that car. He said it went like a rocket and it was really, really reliable. Great cars. I wish I could afford one now. This is another car that brings back memories. It was about 1981 and my friend was getting married. I was actually his best man, and another friend of mine had one of these, and he said, well, would you like to borrow my car, use it as one of the wedding cars? And I remember it was that kind of mustardy, greeny colour. It was quite a strange colour, a typical 70s colour. Anyway, I thankfully said yes and borrowed his car. And as best man, my first job was to go to the bride's house and pick up all the wedding presents and all the wedding cards. And I put them all on the back seat of the Jag. And then on my way to the church, I thought, well, I'll just take it through a car wash. And I was in Maidenhead, near the River Thames, near the A4 bridge over the River Thames. And I drove the car into the car wash. As I went to put my token in, I put the electric window down for the driver, but I accidentally put the back window down by mistake. So I put the front window down, put in my token, and the car wash started. And then I thought, well, I better put the back window up, obviously, as the brushes were getting closer to me and the foam and the water. But in true British Leyland fashion, the electric windows didn't work, and I could not raise the back window, and I was in a real state of panic, as you can imagine. And before you know it, the brushes were coming past, the water was coming in the car, and it just filled the car up with foamy water, and all the wedding presents and all the cards and all the bouquets that I had on the back seat got absolutely drenched. And yeah, I got into a serious trouble because of that. Thank you, Jaguar.
Is it alright if I stay today? Is it alright if I stay today? Take my time far behind, leave my pride. Oh, is it alright if I stay? Is it alright if we just stay today? Is it alright? 'Cause I wish we could just stay. Take our time far behind, leave our pride. Oh, is it alright if we stay? Is it alright if I decide but change my mind? Is that okay? Is it alright if I don't wanna feel obliged in any way? Is it alright if I waste my time and I lead myself to a mistake? When I roll on by, I won't ask why, I'll just accept and walk away. Oh.
The Jensen Interceptor. Now here's another car that brings back some memories of my youth. I think I was 18 and my friend knocked on the front door, and he said, "Do you want to come for a drive?" And I said, "Yeah, what's up? Where are we going?" And I looked out the window. He pointed out the window in front of my house, and there was a yellow Jensen Interceptor. And I said, "Whose is that?" He said, "It's my brother's car. He doesn't know I've got it." He said, "Come on, let's go." And I can just remember driving around Maidenhead all day in a yellow Jensen Interceptor as two 18-year-old boys.
By my side, all along the way. As long as you are in my eye, I can see it through. As long as you are next to me, every step of the way. As long as you are there for me, I'll be there for you.
Well, look who I've bumped into at the show. Only my next door neighbour, Mr. Terry Burgess, who's a writer for Classics World magazine. Nice to see you, Terry. How are you enjoying the show?
It's good to see you, Roger. It's great. I'm really enjoying the show and meeting some great people and seeing some fantastic machinery, including this wonderful Skoda Octavia. It's a 1961 model, so it's a very early car, and it's recently been restored. Quite an interesting car. The Czechoslovak motor industry after the war was, of course, controlled by the Communist Party in Czechoslovakia, and this model continued from a range of models that were produced with basically the same engineering, but this body shell came out, this body shape came out in 1957.
1957?
1957, that
same
shape.
Same year I came out, Terry.
Right, but this has stayed more modern than you have. And
it's in better condition, isn't it?
One interesting feature of the car, which is well known, is that the windscreen and the rear screen, so the rear window and the windscreen, are interchangeable.
Oh, really?
So if you're driving along and the windscreen shatters, you can stop, take the back window out and put it in the front.
Now, Skoda have got a reputation for being ingenious, haven't they?
Yes.
And that, I suppose, is one of their unique ideas.
Yes, it was. There are other aspects of the car that are interesting. It's got a backbone chassis with swing axle rear suspension, so the rear wheels at the moment are showing positive camber. That did give some limit on the road holding potentialities. They could be a little bit skittish because the camber changed depending on the load of the car. So if it was unloaded, they were on positive camber, and if you push it into a corner too fast, you get rear wheel tuck under, because the pivot point of the swing axles is above the roll centre of the car. So it actually will jack up on the outside rear wheel on a corner, and then it will swing around pretty rapidly.
So this is the original Skoda Octavia?
This is the original Skoda Octavia, yes.
So most people will be familiar with the modern day Skoda Octavia, which is still a very popular car now, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. But of course, modern day Skodas are basically Volkswagens. But all those names, Octavia, Favourite, Felicia, they all go back before the Second World War.
And the Superb.
And the Superb.
Yeah.
And the Rapid.
Well, we've had a great day at the show, folks, and lots of really beautiful cars here, and I find it really interesting. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, please do give me a like and share and comment, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, it really helps. So see you in the next one. Bye.